My first question for you is, what are some of your earliest basketball memories?
Um, Earliest basketball memories are probably I couldn't tell you what age I was, but I remember going to watch my dad play in men's league, and just being on the side of the court, kind of trying to shoot on the sides while they're running up and down. You know, Playing a little bit against my friends outside on my driveway out front. Those are probably some of my earliest memories.
Nice. And what were some of your biggest influences growing up, both on and off the court?
Um, on the court, I think I really looked up to my brother. He wasn't really a great basketball player, but he was a pretty good athlete. So I always grew up watching him play. Obviously, I liked watching my father play in his men's leagues, and then he would try and show us clips of how he used to play in college and stuff like that, which was always fun. And then growing up watching Allen Iverson, I think was definitely a big role model to me, just because of he was a smaller guard that had a lot of success in the NBA. It was just really exciting.
Nice. Now, when do you think you realized that basketball was something that you could do going into college and possibly beyond?
I think I started to take basketball really seriously around the seventh grade. I think I was always pretty decent at it growing up. I was always kind of fast and kind of quick, so I think it allowed me to have a lot of success when I was younger. But I think around seventh grade is when I really decided that I wanted to play college basketball, and that I didn't really want to play any other sports and stuff like that.
Nice. Now, can you tell me what you remember about your recruitment?
Um, it was weird. Being a small guard, you always feel like you're trying to be a Power 5 guy, and get called by these bigger schools. So for me, it was a lot of waiting around, wondering what level I could play at, what level I could play at. But school started talking to me when I was a sophomore in high school. I remember I got my first offer from Long Island, Brooklyn. I think that day I got 3 different offers, and I was really excited about that. But the recruitment process is, it was strange, having all these guys kind of trying to pitch to you why you should go to school. And at the time, you're so young, you don't really know what you want,
Right.
an idea of what you want to do, and where you want to be, and kind of how close to your family and stuff like that, and then the level you want to play at, but you don't really know until you get to college. So for me, it was kind of just a learning experience. I had a lot of people kind of talking to me that I really trusted, my high school coach, my AAU coach, and then obviously my parents. But just trying to make a decision that was good for me.
What has been your best basketball memory in college so far?
I would say it's hard to try and remember back to when I was a freshman. We had a couple games. I know my freshman year we beat TCU at home in a comeback win, which was really fun because of the rivalry. But I know this last year we were playing in the NIT against Toledo, and we had 3 starters out, and the younger guys got to step up and play, and we played really well and ended up winning the first round of the NIT, which was a big moment for our coach and for me, especially just because I feel like the odds were kind of stacked against us in the tournament, and we had some success. And then I also hit a game winner against JMU my freshman year, which was pretty exciting. But those are probably three big memories for me, for sure.
Nice. And on the flip side, what about the biggest disappointment so far?
I would say the biggest disappointment was definitely my junior year when we felt like we were an NCAA tournament team, and COVID happened and the tournament didn't happen. It was devastating for sure. I think that's the only really way to describe it. For everybody on the team, we definitely felt like we would have some success in the tournament, and then we felt like we were playing good basketball at the right time. So that was probably the biggest downside for sure. And then obviously this past year we had a lot of expectations on us. We were ranked at one point. I think we got to 19,
Right.
maybe a little higher than that, but we were ranked at one point and then kind of fell off once COVID hit. So just kind of a disappointing season overall. So those 2 really stick out.
Now, for you, what happens when the season ends? Do you unwind, and how long do you take, and when do you start to get ready for the next year?
I try and take a little bit of time off, nothing too crazy. This past year, I kind of went on a little trip with some of my friends to Florida for about 5 days. But the coaches will tell you I'm usually back in the gym. I try not to take a lot of time off. I'm always trying to improve, trying to get better. I might take a couple days off, but sooner than later, I'll be back in the gym for sure.
Now, talk to me about what went into the decision to take that extra year of eligibility that you were granted.
I think looking at it, I remember towards the beginning of the year, I was kind of just like, I've been here for a while. I'm kind of ready to get out. And then obviously the season happened. And then towards the middle of the season, I started to think, like, what if I did come back? What if I did come back? And after the season, I kind of sat down with my parents and asked them for a little bit of guidance. And to no avail, they didn't really give me a direct answer like I was looking for. But my father told me that, it would be a lot easier of a decision than I thought it would when I really sat down and wrote the big pros and cons out. And so ultimately, I think this was the best decision for me as a basketball player and, as a man getting ready to start his grown-up life. I think this is definitely going to be the most beneficial thing that I could have done this upcoming year.
All right, Jacob, my last question is, what are your biggest goals for your final year?
I say keep it simple. I want to win a lot of basketball games. People are probably going to say I came back to break the NCAA steals record or something like that, but, that doesn't really have much to do with why I came back. I felt like that record I would have broke if everything worked out, before COVID, and then if this year would have been simple. I think I would have broke it anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me too much about records or accolades or anything like that. Obviously, the biggest thing is to win a lot of games and, to go to the tournament. It would be a huge thing for the guys that I came to school with, like Grant, Nick, and Nate, and myself. I think it'd be really big for us to make the tournament.
All right, Jacob, I really appreciate your time, and I really look forward to watching Richmond next year.
I appreciate it. Have a good one.
You too. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.